Yeah, just having that. I don't know whether it was the energy drink or the chocolate, but my mood is definitely, decisively, much better than it was a past day or so. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a caffeine addict. Maybe or a caffeine taurine addict or something like that. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Okay, Cartoon Glutton. Oh, just a second here. Cartoon Glutton 326. We were talking is apparently a not they were tracking the tagging great white sharks off the coast of Australia to track their migratory patterns. They tagged this 9-foot great white shark, 9-foot female, and they were tracking her. And the next day, about something like 3 or 4 days later, they found her tracking device washed up on shore. And they read the data, and what it said, they concluded from the data, something ate her. And it wasn't nothing tiny neither, because the tag on her, the tracking device, it basically said that all of a sudden she had been swimming along near the edge of the continental, the edge of the continental plate, where it drops off, and something grabbed her and down to over 1,000 feet, and the tag suddenly went from 26 degrees to to 70 degrees, which indicated she had been swallowed. And that little beeper tag tracked the water pressure and everything for 3 days. Whatever had eaten her wandered around the ocean in that area at around 1,000 feet, all the way down to all the way down, way back up, and before it finally passed through and washed up on shore. And whatever it is, it ate a 9-foot great white shark the way a regular shark would eat a flounder. They estimate that whatever ate her had to be at least half again as large as she was, and it had to be something big. And they're saying, "Oh, it's probably just a bigger shark," and I'm like, "Just." Okay, I'm getting an update that I need to make a update for a notice for my browser. Crap. Okay, I'm gonna shut it. Okay, I'm gonna keep broadcasting. Here we go. It's downloading. Theoretically, I'll keep broadcasting because I'm using Adobe Flash. So, okay, I've got to restart Pale Moon. Be just a second. Updating stuff, and it's doing beepy bleepy, bingly bongly beep stuff. While it's doing that, I don't know if you're still listening or not. I can't, because I can't, without. I just gotta wait for it to update my Pale Moon. but I'm going to assume you're doing right now. Okay. Ah, I wonder if my son still collects those littlest pet shop thingies. Okay, okay. Wow, that's blurry. Uh, let's switch it over back. It's better. Anyway. Wow, didn't we come in here? Oh well. Okay. Anyway, just so you can get a looky-loo at what I'm doing. She wasn't very specific, except she wanted her character to, basically get blasted. She wanted a real red shirt. Ending so, there we go. Doesn't get any more immediate than running headlong. Two angry, armed, and dangerous Rakonans. Uh, If we ever do get to the point where we have death ray pistols and stuff, I get the feeling they're going to be disappointingly mundane looking. They'll probably still look like guns approximately, but they'll have to. I gotta agree with the safety door about the questionable wisdom of making toy guns so much like real guns you can't tell the difference. That's a great selling point to a little kid. It's not a selling point if you're a cop. Can you dig what I'm saying? Or if you're a parent who has a kid that runs around and plays cowboys and Indians a lot in the neighborhood. Of course, back in the day, it was absolutely unthinkable that a child would point a real gun at a cop. Which goes to show just how socially biased people can get, because it wasn't that long ago in our history when young men, we're talking barely 13, picked up guns and went out to fight the powers that be. So, make of it what you will. It involves a certain lack of foresight. It should have occurred to for instance, it should have occurred to somebody somewhere at some time that jarts, lawn darts, might have some questionable safety issues. This was back in the day when they didn't automatically assume anybody that bought something was stupid, of course. I mean, really, think about it. Just how you have to be that you have to spell out, do not stand where people are throwing these things. I mean, come on, this was in a day when kids still went out and did archery or went out shooting with their rifles, hunting, or to a lesser degree they'd have a BB gun, and were expected to show some responsibility with anything. And but well, let me ask you, what do you think? I mean, should the companies have been more safety conscious with things like lawn darts and other things, or does uh, or does the burden of responsibility lie on a society of people that just didn't, just forgot to teach their kids common sense? I think companies should be held responsible for the products they make, and it's uh, uh, if they should be, if they make a product that is in a way that nobody could have was that is dangerous in a way that nobody could have predicted, uh, without knowing how they were made. I mean, dangerous, but if there was no way for the customer to know with any reasonable degree. I mean, if a product turns out to be, to have a poison, if it turned out to have lead in it, for instance, and everybody knew that lead was poisonous, yeah, I could see the company being responsible. But if the thing obviously has big, sharp, shiny points, I mean, come on, the Easy Bake Oven. How stupid do you have to be to think that that an easy bake oven is any safer than any other kind of thing that turns dough, that can cook food. There was more to it with the easy bake oven, and as I recall, as I recall, uh, the casing would apparently melt or catch fire even, or people would burn. I forget what the safety issues with it were exactly. But 99% of it was just common. This is it will burn you. You know. People using products improperly and injuring themselves. That's a whole different ball of wax. Now, yeah, let's see here. I think there ought to be just a simple set of rules for determining if, uh, 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 I'm sure that they've got it listed down somewhere as precedent or the like. Nobody seems to pay attention to it because this decision seemed totally arbitrary. Uh, first of all, if the customer was using the product improperly, the product, what constitutes improperly, it should require that it has to be reasonable. It has to be reasonable to use the product properly. What I love about the whole condom thing, condoms, for instance, they insist, they only result in pregnancy when they're used improperly. The problem is that I've read the instructions that they make for these things, and you would have to be an acrobat, have an extra pair of hands, and be working out of a NASA clean lab in order to use them, quote unquote, properly. So, really, the condom, the whole condom industry is a farce. In fact, they haven't even really tested them. They can't test them to see if their disease-preventing attributes are legitimate, because basically it would be the most incredibly unethical experiment you could imagine. You would have to deliberately expose people to venereal diseases without informing them. Or even with informing them, that would be terrible. Look, the whole premise of using condoms to prevent the spread of disease is laughable. All right? A condom only covers what? A handful of square inches of your body. You are pressed. Unless you are dressed in a rubber sheet with a hole through it, you have your entire body up against another person and inside another person. And sex is I am reasonably informed that sex is a sweaty, messy, high physical contact process. You got like 1% protected by a sheet of mass-produced substandard latex, and you expect it to prevent the other 99% of your body from transmitting a disease that travels through body fluids. Uh-huh. Even as a pregnancy, not all that great. This was printed on the packages. It used to be printed right on the packages of condoms. The failure rate for condoms is 15%. Pretty good until you realize that means about somewhere just between 1 in 7 or 1 in 6. Russian roulette, anyone? It's not about science. It's a pseudo religious sacrament. It's than superstition. If I perform the magical wrap the ring dinger ceremony, I'll keep her from getting pregnant because the magical sperm fairies will save us. You know. But men and women will destroy. People will destroy their lives. They will literally hang their entire future on the effectiveness of a few square inches of poorly made latex. And oh yes, baby, I'm on the pill. Uh, well, there are Tumblr forums where women get together and talk about how they can trick their boyfriend into getting them pregnant. And if they succeed, there's no downside for them. Our society will force that young to either marry her or to take up the financial burden of that child for the next years. Men have no control over their own their own reproductive right. Men don't have reproductive rights in our society. As far as the law is concerned, they are only there to facilitate whatever the woman wants to do. If she wants to get married and have the little white picket fence, he's such a dog for not doing it for her. If she wants a divorce, he's such a dog for not giving it to her. If she wants a baby, he them sperm, hand them over. If she wants an abortion, he's expected to just stand there and let her do it, even if he was willing to take the child. He has no rights. The only one in the arrangement who has fewer rights than the man is the unborn baby. In our society, that baby will continue having fewer rights until it proves to be a female or gay. There are men who have proven that they are not the father of the child, and they are still ordered by the courts to pay alimony. Tell me that isn't obscene. Excuse me. Let's see here. Actually getting some productivity going here. I'll admit, I got a good bit of sleep too. A little bit more sleep. A little bit more chocolate. Those guys right now, those two right there. I don't know if you can see this or not. Just okay. Those guys, those two guys there, are those. I should have thought of that long ago. I should put some placeholder figures. Then, as I got each cameo up, I could pick who went where for what. Didn't think of that, 'cause I'm a dummy. 'Cause I'm a dummy. I'm a big old dummy. See that this is a big jump in productivity. Maybe it's just the action scene. I don't know, but yeah, I think I've gotten used to having huge amounts of B vitamins in my system and caffeine and taurine and just I don't know just simply just a little caffeine, a little chocolate, a little sugar, a little B vitamin, and I'm feeling much better than I was. Don't know if that's a temporary effect, but we'll find out. I can almost hear those two guys saying, "But where was Kaboom? There was supposed to be a Kaboom." Hmm. I was tempted to get like a pastry, like a little chocolate donut or something, but I found it, just eating a lot of carbs, a lot of starches tends to bring me down. To leaving, I love, no, make no mistake, I love, like chocolate cake and cookies and pastries and stuff. But if I'm trying to boost my mood, I tend to eat a little too much of a pastry, and I end up just feeling bloated and depressed. The feel good mood doesn't quite last. I make no bones about it. Food affects your mood, and if you can't look forward to what you're putting on your plate, uh, if food has been demoted to nothing more than an unpleasant uh, duty of survival, that just makes everything harder. Whether you're a trader trying to improve your health in some other way, or uh, whatever. It's uh, living healthy should not be punishment. If being healthy becomes more of an ordeal than just ignoring it, or living unhealthy, then you've lost the battle already. And no amount of is going to make you look forward to a life filled with nothing but soybeans and carrot sticks. Mm. Yeah, I think the first wave of the caffeine is wearing off already. Starting to feel a little bit drowsy again. Been a busy day. Had to run to the I had to run, when I went to the store. Primary purpose was to get a money order to send to the IRS. That takes care of this month's taxes. I still have to scrounge up at least. I can get away with $200, but I made an agreement to pay 300 to try and catch. I'm already behind, so damn, no matter what I do. But I gotta send them $200 to $300 to the landlord for this month. This is part of the reason that I'm doing this uh, Kickstarter campaign, because $5,000 I raised, that was raised in December. That was fantastic. It was amazing and uplifting, and I am continually working. I'm trying to do my best to fulfill the Kickstarter obligations as quickly as possible, and the project, fast or slow, progresses forward. But that $5,000, that was half a year ago, and it's long gone. Except for a big chunk of it, I set aside just a little under $700 and put it into an account with kablam.com. That's to cover the cost of printing the books once the project is done. I'm thinking that from now on, I will keep the rewards and incentive, on a more intangible. Category. I think I've figured out why it is. One of the things that's always baffled me. One of the things that's always confused me, frankly, is that when I offer books for sale. Those sell sort of okay, but CDs tended to sell much better, and better than either of them was when I just put out the hat, because people donated. I would offer T-shirts for sale and coffee mugs and bumper stickers and all sorts of stuff, just start trying to make cool stuff that people would like to have, but people who would not buy anything. They would not buy any of the T-shirts, but these same people would go up to the PayPal button and just plunk down huge chunks of cash. And I'm like, you could have done it. You could have bought a T-shirt. You could have at least had a T-shirt or a coffee mug or something. And I'm like, why are these people preferring to give money and get nothing tangible back? Purchase, the stuff that's available for about the same amount or less. And I thought it over, and I thought it over, and I thought it over, and just the other day I came down to it. I looked at my own buying and selling and shopping habits. It's commitment. It's about commitment. When you plunk down your money into a coffee can and walk away, you can forget about it. You take the same $10. You can give it to a donation, drop it in the can, walk away, or you can go to a fast food place and plunk it down and get a McDonald's Crappy Meal and gobble that up, or you can go out and buy something longer lasting. But you're more likely, people are more likely to buy the intangible that they are not going to think about. Is because when you buy a material product, when you actually buy a material product, there's a sense of obligation and maybe a little bit of guilt as well, because of the head that this thing is going to be around and you're going to have to justify buying it. every time anybody sees it. It's perfectly comfortable. If this is not something you absolutely desperately want, it doesn't matter uh, the money was going to. I mean, if you were you bought this T-shirt to save the whales, it doesn't matter if you feel like you threw money away on it. But if you can throw your money away on something and there's nothing there to remind you of it, out of sight, out of mind. When they do something intangible, uh, you know, people are used to fly away and getting nothing material, seemingly getting nothing material in return. Uh, but getting something tangible from it, that feels like a commitment, a committed purchase, and people being put on the spot to make commitments. Is anything of that are you zoning in on? Are you grokking what I'm saying, so to speak? Are you grooving to what I am describing? I think the reason that the merchandise, because when you plunk your money down for a material product, it feels like a commitment, and you're going to be sitting there waiting for it to arrive. And but if you just see an open please donate box, and you can forget about that $5. Except maybe for a little bit of satisfaction. Oh, hey, I did something nice. There you go. It's instant gratification, and it's an intangible gratification. And I don't know how this is going to inform any of my future endeavors. But it struck me as something to keep in mind, because people will spend their money foolishly as long as it's never it comes down to the people have no problem spending their money foolishly, quote unquote, so long as they're albatross, hanging around their neck to remind them about it from now on. And you get a coffee mug or a T-shirt or a wall hanging, and it's sitting there forever, going, "You spent $5 on this. You spent $15 on this, and you're stuck with it forever." But when the rewards are something transient, something immaterial, intangible, people will pay more for a thank you than they will for a trophy with the same words on it. Oh, you have the Lord Chaosis has the first pages of Nip and Tuck you bought on Furbid. Oh, I mean, if you're a collector, if you're doing something like collecting, you've already gone in. You know, I'm spending. So you've already decided you don't give a darn. Uh, I'm looking at the analytics for the stream. I've got 5 people watching. Uh, yay, spiky lines. I'm assuming that you're much less spendthrifty now, Lord Chaosis. You know, the way you phrase that. Back in the day, yo. Oh my. Made a good bit of progress on the page today. I like this page. This page. It has a feel, that vitality that I've been missing. Let's see if you can see what I mean here. Let me switch over here. Feels like it has that, that life bounce to it. I don't know. Of course, after the taurine, after all the caffeine and taurine and junk wear off, I'll probably be so down in the dumps I can't stand looking at it. That's yeah, that's me. That's life, I suppose. Okay. Ted Cruz says if he's elected president, the very first thing he intends to do is rescind every single unconstitutional or illegal executive action from President Obama. I would elect him just for that. I don't care if he spent the rest of his just bowl out in the backyard, Okay, I'm gonna call that a quit for the day. All right. Nope, the eye-patched wolf is Wanderer. I just gave him an eye patch to make him look like a pirate. Or a mercenary, however you want to look at it. Privateer. Okay. So it might have a feed problem again. Let me check here. Still okay. I gotta get more images for that slideshow. Okay, it is 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you invite your friends for next time. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same song and dance. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Good night. Let's see. I gotta figure out how to turn this thing off.